Hi guys,
I'm gonna have some tea.
this one is fish chocolate black tea. So I recently watched this play, Spirited Away, and there was this one scene that really stuck with me. In the world, if you don't work, they literally turn you into an animal. Like, you actually have to work to stay human. So there's this scene where the main character keeps getting rejected, but she's begging them like, please just let me work. Watching the scene really reminded me of when I was job hunting. Back then, when I didn't have a job, I felt like I wasn't useful to society. I felt unproductive, like I wasn't contributing anything, and eventually I started thinking maybe I just didn't have value. You know how there's this social stigma around being jobless? I was always anxious because of that. I think I had obsession with working because I believed that if I wasn't working, then I was somehow incompetent. And honestly, maybe all of us in modern society feel that pressure a little. Like the play, it almost feels like we can only exist through labor. So I kept desperately searching for jobs. I was sending out more than 30 applications a week because being unemployed felt really scary to me. You know how people make I will do this later list for when life finally slows down? I did the same thing. I was like, I will do this once I get a job. I really believed that once I got employed, once I had a stable salary, that's when I'd finally be free to live the way I wanted. But when I finally got a job, was I actually happy? First of all, I was honestly kind of shocked by something really basic. I had to go to work in the morning and come back home in the evening. Isn't that kind of weird when you think about it? My life is supposed to be mine, but I have to work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. I started working because I wanted to live like a real human being, but somewhere inside it, I didn't really feel like I exist as myself. It felt like I was selling my time and my desires for money. And I know money is necessary to survive, but living while constantly putting parts of myself aside, that was hard in a different way. Of course, getting a job and having a stable paycheck did give me a sense of stability. It made me feel like I was finally a functioning member of society, but inside, I still felt kind of empty. I don't know, it just didn't feel like I was really living as myself. So I started asking myself this question. Does work really give people freedom? Or maybe, in exchange for economic stability, we end up giving up every other kind of freedom. And in the end, I started wondering if real financial freedom is even possible just by working a regular job. I had to go to work only in the morning, work all day, and my body started hurting in different places. But finding time to go to the hospital was always difficult. And I used to really love experiencing art, just watching, feeling, thinking deeply about things. But after work, I was just so exhausted. I didn't have the energy to enjoy any of that anymore. Instead, I just lie in bed, scrolling through short videos, chasing cheap dopamine to shake off the fatigue from the day. And honestly, it just became this endless cycle. At some point, I stopped feeling like I was really myself. I just felt like a tiny cog in this huge machine called society. Workplace relationships are like that too, with normal friendships, If you don't really click with someone, you can just drift apart. But at work, you can't really do that. You know, you just have to keep trying to get along somehow. Because it's more than just working together. You spend the whole day together, eat together, and almost act like friends. But the relationship is never actually friendship. Maybe I feel this more strongly because I don't really have peers at work right now. Everyone I work with is either my boss or my senior, so I always feel like I have to make a good impression and maintain good relationship with them. It's not because they are bad people. It's just the relationship is unequal. There is a clear hierarchy. I'm always checking myself, wondering if I'm making mistake reading the room. Even when something doesn't feel right to me, I still try to get along and stay on good terms. And honestly, I think that takes a lot of energy too. For a lot of reasons, I recently ended up getting acid reflux because of stress. But I didn't really talk about it because everyone at work is struggling in their own way. My mom has actually been taking medication for acid reflux for 2 months because of work stress, and she still says that's just how work is. And when everyone treats it like it's normal, it feels like I'm trapped inside some huge matrix. If everyone is living this way, struggling like this, does that mean I have to live the same way too? Even though everyone accepts it as normal, I just couldn't fully accept it myself. Even while working, there was always this question mark in my head. I keep wondering, do other people struggle with this too? Or am I just someone who overthinks the question of how I'm supposed to live? I honestly find it hard to believe that everyone just go to work and accepts it so easily. I kind of envy people who can simply think work is just work. I wish I could just feel at ease being a member of society, working, getting paid, and living my life without overthinking it. But for me, that's been hard. I think I just wanna live as myself. And when I talk about this, people sometimes react like it's strange, like I'm dreaming or saying something unrealistic. Sometimes it feels like everyone else is handling life just fine and I'm the only one saying immature things. I don't know. Maybe I'm being immature. So I'd love to hear what you think. How do you see work? What does it mean to you? Please share your thoughts in the comments and thank you so much for watching.